What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes? Welcome back to another episode of your potentially favorite Nigerian podcast. Bear with me, your host, General Prime, and I want you to bear with me with my voice being kind of light and scruffy because I'm a little bit under the weather because winter is coming gradually. So, yeah, I hope everybody has been chilling, getting ready for the potentially inevitable, which happens to be World War III. But the way it's actually going right now kind of feels like, thankfully, World War III is going to be evaded. Thankfully, nuclear war is going to be evaded. I mean, with the forthcoming election that's 11 days away. And is it 11 days away? Yeah, 11 days away. So it kind of feels like with the way the election is going, initially we all thought that everybody was, as we all know, clamoring towards, Donald Trump winning. And because of the fact that everybody knows that Kamala Harris was not, first of all, she was not ordained. Let me just use the word ordained. She was not elected. Nobody really wanted her. We all know that story. And so everybody thought that, with the debate between Trump and Biden, where Trump won him and the whole world came to the realization that Biden was not intellectually or mentally capable of running the country for the next 4 years. Everybody finally came to that realization. Everybody found out the truth for themselves. And so they immediately dumped him and then put in Kamala Harris. The consensus back then was that, oh yes, he was going to win, even though Kamala Harris was then propped up. But then where it kind of solidified for him, where it seemed like actually that his winning was solidified was during the assassination attempt on his life. That everybody thought that after that assassination attempt, that in fact there is no other way for the Democratic Party to. There was nothing else they could do. Do you understand? So. With that event that happened, with that thankfully yet unfortunate event that happened, everybody felt like, oh, this was the winning ticket for Trump. But then it didn't happen that way. The Democratic Party kept on fighting, kept on using different methods and different means to kind of denigrate him, to kind of taint his character, to kind of rubbish his name and stuff like that. They've tried everything that they've tried everything that they possibly can to defeat Trump, but thankfully they've lost. Earlier this week, or was it late last week, where they brought up they used Barack Obama to try to scold black men and try to belittle black men by telling them that, oh, voting. I don't know. I didn't even pay that much attention to it. But the gist of the matter was that, oh, Barack Obama was trying to belittle black men and denigrate black men for wanting to vote for Donald Trump. I mean, it just goes to show you how much of a puppet and how much of a useful idiot Barack Obama has turned out to be. So, but yet, after all of this whole bullshit that all of this, they're meddling and peddling and all their absurd tactics, it's still looking like at the end of the day, Donald Trump is going to win. And finally, just today, bro, finally, I feel like this, the interview he just had with Joe Rogan on his podcast, I feel like that has been the solidification of his winning. I mean, the episode dropped 6 hours ago or 5 hours ago, and it has already amassed 6 million views. That's like 1 million views per hour. I feel like this is going to be this episode is going to kind of break the internet, because everybody from everywhere is on standby and watching, and as in there as in memes are already dropping, like everybody's just talking about it. And to me personally, I feel like this is going to be the solidification for him. Like there is no other thing again that, I mean, there's no other thing again that the Democratic Party can do to try to steal votes, or to try to the only thing that they can do now is if they finally get successful with assassinating him. That is the best thing that they can do right now. I'm sorry about my voice. My voice is kind of like fucked up, like I talked about earlier. So yeah, thankfully, with the way things are going right now, and from the things that he said in the episode, the interview with Joe Rogan, uh, if they are true, because I still, to an extent, I still don't really, really, really believe Trump like that, because he has been a very calculatively manipulative person all his life. He's this kind of person that knows how to control people, knows how to talk to people, knows how to manipulate people. He's a very, very good deal maker. And he's a very smooth and sweet talker. So to an extent, I still don't really believe him that much. But if he is going to be the person that will have the ability to, control the narrative and bring America back to its previous position of power, and also be able to stop the war in Ukraine, like he claimed he's going to do. Like in the interview, he said that if he gets into power, there are things that he's going to say to Putin, and also things that he's going to say to Xi Jinping of China, that will kind of like mellow them and like make them to chill and slow down and stuff like that. So if all these things are true, and he's actually going to be able to do them when he comes into power, then cool. I believe that World War III will be finally and thankfully World War III will be finally and thankfully subdued. It will be curtailed. It will be done with. As in, World War III will be, as in, it will be dealt with properly and rightfully. So that's what we are facing right now on the international front. But that's actually not what I want to talk about today. What I want to focus my attention on today is, America is like a kind of case study. I mean, it's already a given that hopefully Donald Trump is going to win. But deep down, actually, in me, though, like secretly, I kind of secretly wish that actually Kamala Harris will win. For all the shit that she's taking, for all the shit that she takes, for all the criticisms that she takes, the criticisms that she takes, the insults she gets every day, the degrading and everything that comes away from like the Republican Party and all the people that hate her and stuff like that, rightfully so, I might add. I still kind of think that she's a very strong person. Like, it's very difficult for you to find someone that faces that high level of negativity every single day. Like all the memes about her, all the insults about her, people calling her a hoe, all the like blackmailing and all the fucking AI stuff that is coming up about all the news from her past, people calling her a hoe, people calling her this and that, people saying that she has low IQ, people like always like kind of insulting her every single day. I think that she's a very strong person to be able to still be standing and to be able to still have the ability to handle all of it somewhat professionally. Do you understand? Like she keeps taking L's every single time. Like everything that the Democratic Party seems to be doing, always comes out as like cringy. Oh, it's always an L for them. Do you understand? They came up with this new ad of all these like kind of balloon popping stupid ass shows that they do all the time now. I don't know if anybody has seen that video of where Anybody has seen the video of where like the black guy comes in and then he's been asked questions by a bunch of like black women, and all of them are kind of like going on the same flow and going on the same level. But then when they ask him if he's going to vote and he says no, all of them then pops their balloons, and then we find out that, oh, that's an ad paid for by Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party. That's just like an L. Everybody just sees like every single action that she takes. I don't know who her handlers are. Do you understand? I don't know who her handlers are. I don't know who the people that are, like the people that are propping her up. I don't know who the people that are on her side are. If they're actually for her, or if they're actually like trying to like drive her into the grave. I don't know if they're actually genuinely trying to help her, win, or if they're just like making jest of her. But everything that she does, everything that comes out of her camp just seems to be bad. And it's sad. You understand? It's sad to the point where I no longer see her as this candidate or as this person that has been this puppet that has been propped up by the Democratic Party and the people behind the curtain that are in control of everything. I just see her as a woman. I just see her as a human being. You understand? A human being that is going through it right now. And personally, I cannot handle the level of shade that if I was the one. You understand? If I was the one, I wouldn't be able to handle it. But to me, she's a very strong person to be able to be this scrutinized under the public eye and still have the ability to stand. And so that's why I say that America is a case study, and also I secretly kind of want her to win, because just try to think of what is going to happen, how the whole world actually would be affected if Kamala Harris actually turns out, to be the president of the United States of America. Like Donald Trump alluded to points during his talk with Joe Rogan in this in the podcast. Like, I don't know if her supporters are knowledgeable enough with world politics, and if they are self-aware enough with things that are going on around the world. I don't know if her supporters and people that want her actually to be in power, if they know that, there are forces that are actually looking to, destroy America and keep the American people, like wipe out America as a civilization itself. I don't know if they know that they too would be affected by that. I don't know if they are aware of the fact that somebody like Kamala Harris, I don't know why they are so blind to the fact that Kamala Harris cannot be able to stand in the face of Putin, cannot be able to control situations that are going on around the world. I don't know why they cannot understand that when it comes to issues like Iran, China, Russia, Ukraine, the Israel and Palestine conflict, even Africa, so many things that are going on around the world. I don't understand how these people think that Kamala Harris would be able to control all of that situation. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But yet, I kind of wish that there should be an alternate universe where she, for some strange reason, I don't even know how that can be possible, because right now it's impossible for her to win. As in, she has already lost. Sometimes I come across profiles online of people who are actually in support of Kamala Harris, and who are Trump hating people, Trump hating Democrats. And I just want to I don't like finding myself in a situation where I am in like a bubble where everybody tends to agree with me. I actually like to see I actually like to hear what other people are actually talking about, so that I will know if I am on the wrong side of history, basically. And so when I come across those pages, I just like to read or listen to what they're saying. But then 100% of the time, 100% of the time, they never tend to make any any objective sense. They never tend to make any logical sense at all. They just keep blabbing and they just keep saying nonsense that don't make any sense at all. And I'm always like, no. I want to really understand where this person is coming from. I want to really understand the perspective of this person. But then I give the person all the benefit of the doubt that I can muster, and it always amounts to nothing. So secretly, I like to wish that there is a kind of like there's an alternate universe where Kamala Harris happens to win. Do you understand? So that then the people that are in support of her, the people that are currently supporting her right now, would come to the reality, will come to the realization of the kind of cosmic mistake that they've made. Because, according to Donald Trump in this in his interview with Joe Rogan, he said that China and like Russia, they actually really want her to win, because they know that she's incapable of negotiating. She's not fit to be a president. And so since she does not have that ability to be a president, they'll be able to ride her. First of all, they don't respect Joe Biden to begin with. So is it her that they're going to respect? You understand? Joe Biden is a man, but and then he's old. Is it now her that is a woman that they're going to respect? It's not going to work. She's not like Angela Merkel, that was kind of like strong and assertive and actually brilliant. No, she's always laughing. She's always uncomfortable. She's always crowd shy. She does not know how to handle crowd. She does not know how to just talk without reading from a script. She's not president. She's not president material, basically. So I secretly wish that, because another thing again you have to understand is that yes, Donald Trump is going to win, but it's going to be very, very funny. It's going to be funny, and not comically funny. It's going to be dangerously funny. Do you understand? If he doesn't deliver on all the promises that he has made, all the promises that he has laid out, it's going to be really, really funny, because now the leftists are going to start pointing fingers and are going to start calling out. You know how it was for Donald Trump 4 years ago when he was president, about 4 or 5 years ago when he was president. The media was always constantly after him. Do you understand? The media was always constantly after Donald Trump. In fact, he was cannon fodder for them. He was what was propping up their ratings every single time. CNN, fucking John Oliver, everybody was always on Donald Trump's neck, calling him out all the time. So I feel like that's going to be the same thing if he wins this time around, but then doesn't end up delivering on all the things that he said he was going to deliver. Because now, the hate. Do you think he was hated before? No. The hate now is going to be more intense than it has ever been. Even self, So hopefully, he is able to carry out on all the promises that he has carry out on all the things that he has promised. Because if he doesn't, another thing again is that I feel like Donald Trump is this kind of person that the propensity to win has been so ingrained in him right from childhood that, he wants to win by any means necessary. And so him being the president and him wanting to make America great again isn't because he necessarily likes America. No, it's just in his blood. It's just in his nature to want to win, to want to be the best, to want to do things better than any other person that has ever done them before. And so out of necessity of him being that narcissistic, he would want to actually make, the country is going to actually benefit from that aspect of his narcissism. So, but then I cannot say the same for Kamala Harris, because if she actually wins and then becomes president of America, I don't think America is going to last for the next 4 years, because first of all, then nuclear war will now be inevitable. Like, because when she wins, she would want to like for example, now there's this new viral video going on where Ben Shapiro was kind of like debating some stupid as leftists, and so this trans woman that looking at her, you would think at first that she's a man, because she has modified herself in such a way that at first impressions, at first look, one would just like kind of mistake her for a man. But then her mannerisms and the way she behaves, like, first of all, she sits down and then she turns the chair backwards and tries to like act so unnecessarily macho that one will just see that, oh, she's trying too hard to want to look like a man, because no natural man, like no, even Ben Shapiro himself, like no natural man would want to behave that obscenely the way that trans woman behaved. So that is the same thing I think Kamala Harris would want to do if she becomes president. She would want to like show that, oh, she's powerful, and so she will make a lot of mistakes. She will do things that are senseless. She will do things that don't make any sense. She would want to drop bombs. She's most likely going to start World War III if she becomes president. She has no capacity to make deals. She's not a good spokesperson. She's not really friendly. She's not it at all. You understand? She's not it at all. And so that's why I secretly wish that she actually becomes president, so that, oh, the people that are in support of her will see the folly of their ways. The exact same thing that is happening in Nigeria right now, which is actually what I want to talk about today. Like, which I cannot believe that has taken me 20 minutes for me to finally come to the conclusion that for me to finally come to what I actually want to talk about today. Like, what I'm actually wishing would happen in America secretly, not entirely though, but just kind of like a little bit, is the reality that is actually happening in Nigeria right now, where we had this opportunity, we had this ample opportunity. Like, people are coming to that realization right now as we speak. We had the opportunity to do away with tribalism, to do away with religious fucking bigotry, to do away with all these petty fucking squabbles and all these petty boxes that we've put ourselves in Nigeria. We had the opportunity, the ample opportunity for us to take back our country, for us to fight, to come together and vote for Peter Obi to be the president of Nigeria. And then we actually did. Let me not even deny that fact. For once, and Nigerians came together. Nigerians came out wholeheartedly and did their best and voted in Peter Obi, and rightfully he won. Rightfully, Peter Obi won the election, but yet, it was stolen from him, and Tinubu installed himself as the president. He stole it, and then installed himself. This is somebody that had no intention of pushing Nigeria forward, of making Nigeria anything better than it was in the past. Like, Tinubu had no intention of doing anything good for Nigeria, but yet people clamored. There were still some people that clamored behind him. There were still some people that were in support of him because of his tribe. I don't know. Because of what they thought they were potentially going to gain from him. I don't know. But yet, at the end of the day, the reality that we are facing in Nigeria now is that Tinubu is the president, and Nigerians are suffering miserably for it. Nigerians are suffering hellishly for it. The youths now, there's no job in Nigeria. There is no work in Nigeria. There are no prospects in Nigeria. There is no hope in Nigeria. Everything is just on a standstill. Everything has been stalled. The youths are lavishing. I saw a video yesterday of two of a guy that of a teenager, I might add, that killed a girl for money ritual. Like this is the reality of the youth. This is the reality of the young in Nigeria right now, where people are killing other people to make money, for money rituals, which is just sad. Do you understand? Which is just terribly sad. The Nigeria as a nation right now is on a standstill. I don't even know what else I can say about it. This is something that I have been passionately talking about, trying to trying to lend my voice to, try to bring people's attention to, try to, as like, why is it that, I don't know, why is it impossible to impeach Tinubu? Like, everybody already agrees that he is the worst president that Nigeria has ever had. Like, we're just a little over a year into his presidency, I believe. And everybody, even people like Obasanjo, just came out and made this statement where he said that Tinubu came into power without any concrete plan. He came into power, and I will never say that he came into power. He stole the power, and then he put himself as the president. He installed himself as the president without any concrete plan. He just wanted, like, this statement, that's his statement. It's my turn. Keeps ringing, like it keeps ringing in my brain, because like, why hasn't anybody asked him what he meant by "it's my turn"? Like, what did he think that being a president is? Did he just think that, being the president means that you're just, how when we were young, like, for example, now when I was young, my mom used to say that I'm going to be the president of Nigeria, and so we always had this idea that being the president of Nigeria meant that, you're going to be the richest person in Nigeria, and then you're going to have all the money in Nigeria, and then you're going to be able to do whatever you want to do in the country because you're the president. You understand? We had this very childish, infantile idea of what it meant to be the president. But then now we're grown and we understand that, you being the president of the country means that you're going to be the head servant of the entire nation. You're going to be the one in charge of overseeing how things are done in the country, economically and in every other aspect of the nation. That's what being a president means. Meaning that you're going to be 100% in total service of the land. So I don't know if he didn't understand that this was what it entails to be the president of the country. I don't know. I don't know if that is why he made that statement. It's my turn. Because it's your turn to do what? I keep asking that question. It's your turn to do what? Everybody now knows. Even the people that even from time to time, you see posts of people on Twitter that previously were in support of APC, previously were in support of Tinubu. Do you understand? And now they've made a 180, and they're no longer in support of him because of the kind of hardship that they are currently facing. Women that said that they voted for him back then because he's Emilio Khan. That they are I don't want to be tribalistic. I don't want to invoke tribalism. I don't understand why tribalism is a thing in Nigeria. I cannot get it. I cannot get why tribalism is a thing in Nigeria. I cannot get why Nigerians are not unified. Why Nigerians are still falling for the trick of, I am Yoruba, I am Igbo, I am this one, I am that one. I cannot get it. So people now that were supporting him because he's Yoruba, are now like they're now changing their mind because of the kind of hardship that they're currently facing. They're now seeing that, being a Yoruba person does not guarantee that you're going to be exempted from the hardship that every other tribe in Nigeria is going to face because because the president happens to come from your tribe. It doesn't work that way. And I don't get why Nigerians didn't think of that before when they were supporting Tinubu. Now everybody agrees that this person, Tinubu, is quite literally, in every sense of the word, the worst president that Nigeria has ever had. And by God's grace, will ever have. Now that we all agree to that fact, why is it that there is not a petition to impeach him and remove him from government? Because he's not like there is nothing good. There's literally nothing good that can come out from like there is nothing good that he can do. First of all, he's not. He's worse. He's like the he's like the Tinubu version of Joe Biden. Joe Biden, at least we can say that his degeneracy is as a result of his old age and the fact that he has had, like, I don't know, is it 2 brain surgeries or what? And that's why he behaves the way he behaves. I don't know if anybody saw this video of him where he was like running. I don't know where he was running to come and announce that. I don't know. Joe Biden is just weird. Joe Biden, God, guy is just weird. But yet Tinubu is like the worst version of Joe Biden, because he as in he's a drug lord. Apparently, I don't know much about him. I don't know enough. I have never paid that much attention to him, except for when he decided to run for president. Never paid that much attention to him. But apparently, he was a drug lord that has been installed by the CIA. I don't know if this is like a conspiracy theory, but according to the narrative, he's a drug lord installed by the CIA to just interfere with the progress of Nigeria, to just fuck up Nigeria. This is somebody that has no ties to the land. Nigeria is supposed to be like, if you claim that you're a Nigerian, you're supposed to be, first of all, loyal to your land. If somebody can be this heartless enough to be disloyal to his own land, to his own people, just for what? Just for the sake of little power, bro. If somebody can go that extent to betray his own people, to betray his own race, to betray his own continent, to betray his own country, to betray his land, bro, that person needs, like, in the olden days, you'll be killed, you'll be buried alive, and then you'll be killed and thrown into the evil forest, because not only are you not part of us, you don't want to be part of us, and you are actively seeking for our destruction. Because isn't that what he's doing right now? Isn't that what Tinubu right now is doing? Actively seeking for the destruction of Nigeria. Because you cannot tell me that you don't have you as the president of a nation, you as the president of the most popular African nation in the world. There is nowhere in the world right now that you would find Nigerians. Anywhere, in any country that you don't find Nigerians in, there is nothing positive that can ever come out from that country. Nigerians are literally everywhere that money has the potential to be made. So you cannot tell me now that as the president of the most popular black country in the world, you don't have the power to be able to enforce laws and enforce like strict laws and impose strict tariffs on all these, like on all these oil companies that are incessantly and continuously taking advantage of Nigeria. You cannot tell me that you don't have that power. Like, you cannot tell me that you cannot tell them, you cannot tell me that you don't have the ability to say fuck you to them if you don't want to, like, make, you cannot tell me that you don't have the ability to make good deals. You don't have the ability to negotiate. You don't have the ability to impose tariffs. You don't have power. Is that what Tinubu is trying to tell me, that he does not have power? He does not have the power to, put his people first, put his land first, put his country first in every deal that he tries to make, in every negotiation that he finds himself in. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense unless that he actually doesn't want to. Unless he actually doesn't want to. Because Nigeria is a country that is, like, I just heard this news that we actually give electricity to other African nations. We actually export cars to other African nations. Do you understand? We are bountifully blessed with raw materials and human resources and so many other things. Like Nigeria is not like Sierra Leone. Nigeria is not like Cameroon. Nigeria is not like any other of these like petty little African countries that don't have any say. Nigeria at one point in time in the past used to loan money to the IMF, used to loan money to the World Bank. I don't know if anybody has seen that post on Twitter where there's this article that came out where it showed how Nigeria was so rich that it used to loan money to the World Bank. Bro, Nigeria was very, very rich back then, and Nigeria's potential was like over the moon. But yet, fuck, Nigeria is like that kid in nursery school that used to take first every single term, and then you're 30 years old right now, and then you happen to come across them, and they are kind of like drugged out, and they're like a drug addict, and then they're begging you for like $5 to buy heroin. That is just what Nigeria is right now. Nigeria had like potential, but Nigeria's potential was like heavenly back then, but it kind of sucks to see where we are today. It's kind of embarrassing to see where we are today. It's kind of sad. So my question still remains: how is it that with all that is happening, there has not been a petition to get him impeached? I mean, I know that sounds so far-fetched because of the nature of how Nigeria is. I mean, there are lots of steps that one would have to go through to be able to like achieve that. You'd have to like, first of all, have to call for a meeting. You first of all have to like call for a meeting with your federal representative of, let me say, your state or something like that, and after that meeting, you have to like gain their support. And if their support is finally gained, then there can now be talks of trying to like get him impeached. But with the way things are in Nigeria right now, so many like he has installed so many people around him that actually benefit from him that it's virtually impossible to get him impeached. Basically, that is just the truth about it. All the people that are around Tinubu are in one way or the other benefiting from him. The Nigerian Hitler that we have, what is that stupid ass name? Wiki. He's another person that, I mean, this person, yes, obviously, he's from River State, where I happen to be from also. But yet he does not have the interest of the people at heart. He does not care. So all these politicians, all these people that are in Tinubu's pockets, that have already sold their souls to Tinubu, don't care about the Nigerian people, don't care about the land, don't care about the people, don't care about the country, don't care about the future of the country. They just want that instant gratification of the current kind of power that they have. That is the kind of reality that we are in right now. There are so many steps that have to be taken for there to be a possibility to impeach Tinubu. Another thing again is that another possibility again is that for him to be impeached, there should be an impeachable offense. Like, he plays his cards so well, like he's so distant and so out of reach and so out of touch with reality, actually, that it's very difficult to get him. Like, it's impossible actually to find him in a situation where being impeached can be a possibility. It doesn't mean, as in, it's virtually impossible at this point. Another thing you have to take into account is the constant distractions that Nigerians face every day. Constant distractions. There is an overflow of distraction over and over every single day. There's one new thing that Nigerians pay attention to every single day. The one that is going on right now is how they're talking about how they want to impose Sharia law in Nigeria. Like, who are these people that are making all these? Like, who are these people? My question is, who are these people, and what point? As in, obviously, I already know. I've already answered my question. The point that they're trying to make is that they're just trying to like distract Nigerians from the hardships that they're facing, from actually paying attention to the things that they are supposed to pay attention to. They're now talking about how they want to impose Sharia law on Nigeria. So my question now is like, is it the entire Nigeria that they want to impose Sharia law on? Like Nigeria is a secular state. Let's start with that. Let's forget about how obnoxiously and overtly religious Nigeria is. At the end of the day, Nigeria is a secular state. So where is this Sharia law going to happen? Is it going to be in the north? Because yes, for some time now, Sharia law has been in the northern part of Nigeria, and the people that the average northerner, the average northern man or woman can attest to the fact that it does not do them any good. In fact, they suffer from it more than they suffer. There is no benefits to Sharia law. So I feel like this new distraction now is just something to get Nigerians talking about. And I'm not going to give, I just want to bring your attention to it. I'm not going to I'm not going to put my energy on it because it doesn't make any sense. There is not going to be any Sharia law because how is that even going to happen? Like I feel like that one will even be the straw that breaks the camel's back, because that will make Nigeria to finally break off. Nigeria is going to, like, wherever you want to have your Sharia law, just be having your Sharia law there, because I don't think the Yorubas will allow that. I don't think the Igbos will allow that. I don't think the powerful religious leaders that we have in the south and the southeast and the southwest will allow that to happen. That will even be the catalyst that makes Biafra to happen, because it's the most senseless distraction that has ever come out from Tinubu's regime, having imposing Sharia law on Nigeria. It doesn't make any sense. There is no sense in it from A to Z. Like, what Nigerians actually have to understand is that this imposing of Sharia law if there's this video I saw on Twitter right now where there are actually people in the Senate, there are actually some governors that are actually vying for the imposing of Sharia law in Nigeria. You understand? First of all, it's not going to be possible, because we have people like, even though I don't agree or I don't even like them, we have people like Iya Deboye, Chris Oyakilome, fucking David Ibiyomi, all these like powerful people. I don't think, and there are so many other powerful people, so many other core powerful people in other aspects of society in Nigeria that won't even allow it to happen. But what I understand from this imposition of this tendency to impose Sharia law in Nigeria, it's not that they actually want. Yes, they're just using that as an excuse to, take more power. They're just using that as an excuse to exert more control on the Nigerian population, on the Nigerian populace. They don't, it's already established that they don't care. It's already established that they don't send your papa. They don't care about you. All they just want is to control you. All they just want is to take that little, that remaining. Look at the inflation rate in Nigeria now. Look at how much our economy has dwindled. Look at how baseless the power of the naira is right now. Like, naira now, you cannot save in naira, because if you're saving in naira, you're wasting your time and you're deceiving yourself. It does not make any sense. People that $750 now will make you a millionaire in naira, will make you a millionaire in Nigeria. Ordinary $750. So the economy has dwindled so low to the point that the common man don't even have like common Gary that used to be a staple food in Nigeria now is now ridiculously expensive and so difficult to buy and eat. Like, people don't even no longer have the ability to drink Gary and sugar again. But yet these people that are in power, these vampires that are in power, that are in the Senate, some of these governors that just want all, like, they cannot on the world stage, they don't have mouths. in Nigeria, like Nigeria on the world stage, don't have mouth. We don't have leverage. We don't have respect. We don't have the ability to command respect and like command attention. So where else do you think these idiots would want to like look for power? It's like they want to like kind of bully the average Nigerian. So all these their talks about wanting to impose Sharia law is not actually because they care about Islam, or it's not actually because they care about what the Quran says. No, they just want to use that as a means. Honestly speaking, they just want to use that as a means to want to like um put in more control, to want to like control Nigerians more, to want to tighten that already choking control that they have over Nigerians. They don't want Nigerians to speak up. They don't want Nigerians to speak up. They don't want Nigerians to speak out. The Sharia law is not going to be for them because they already have all the power in Nigeria. The Sharia law is not going to be for them. They can do whatever they want to do. Do you understand? They can do whatever it is that they want to do. They can take, or they can like steal all the money that they want to steal. They can gallivant anyhow they want to gallivant. The Sharia law is only going to be for the poor and for the common man and for the average Nigerian, because those are the people that and the helpless. Those are the people that it's going to affect the most. That is just the truth about this whole Sharia law business that they're talking about. Because there is no country in the world where just like communism, even China that claims to practice communism, they don't practice communism wholeheartedly. There is still an aspect of capitalism induced in their idea of communism. So there is no nation in the world where Sharia law has been successfully carried out, and then it has been like, let me repeat myself. There is no nation in the world where Sharia law has been carried out that it has been successful. No nation, even the so-called Islamic nations, like for example now Saudi Arabia or Dubai or the United Arab Emirates, they don't practice Sharia. Yes, they are strict based on their own, based on their own culture, based on their own way of life. Do you understand? These people, they're not readily, or they're not immediately capitalistic or Western like we tend to be, because we learnt most of our ideas and ideologies from the West. These people have their own way of life, yet they're not. There is no Sharia law there. They are strict to. You understand? I have a friend that teaches in Saudi Arabia. They are strict. Their way of life is very strict and conservative. But there is nothing like Sharia law there. You still have an extent of. There is still like an extent of freedom. There are still things that you can do, but you just don't have to like be over the top. You don't have to like. You're not going to be allowed to be doing whatever you want to do. In that part of the world. You understand? So these successful Islamic countries, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Qatar, you understand, Dubai, all these places, they don't practice Sharia law there, because they themselves know that there is nothing beneficial that comes out of it. Do you understand? Now, the places where Sharia law has quote unquote been successful, places like Afghanistan, that place is hell. The women in Afghanistan say that the female cats, like the literal cats in the streets, have more rights than them, because the cats have the ability to roam freely. Women in Afghanistan cannot roam freely. There is not, as in these feminists that are killing themselves and nakeding themselves in America. That is where their focus is supposed to be on. But we don't see them doing that because there is nothing to gain from that, and they don't have the power to be able to fight the Taliban's basically that are now ruling Afghanistan. Is that what is like the situation in Afghanistan? Is that what these fucking governors and these senators, that these people that want to impose it, and is that the kind of reality is that the kind of reality they want to be imposed? Is that the kind of reality they want in Nigeria? That is my question. Is that what they are vying for? Is that what as in how do they think that is going to be beneficial for Nigeria in like 100 years time? in 50 years' time? How is that going to be beneficial to Nigeria even on the world stage when other countries are called, like for example now in this their G20 summit and all these meetings where countries come together to talk about stuff, and then you now bring, and then Nigeria is called, okay, now for example now, I don't know if you saw this video where Putin showed like a prototype of the BRICS currency, and Nigeria happens to be a part of the, like, Nigeria's name is on the currency note, even though it wasn't written in English. But somebody made the point that the countries are not supposed to be written in English; they're supposed to be written in their like native tongue or something like that. Nigeria is part of BRICS potentially. Like, let me just say, Nigeria is 80% right now part of BRICS. So when BRICS finally becomes a thing, and then Nigeria is called upon to like kind of carry their own weights. Is this like, I don't understand? Like, these people, do they even think at all? First of all, yes, I'm not even really in 100% in support of BRICS. Do you understand? I don't even want Nigeria to be part of it. Do you understand? But let's say it eventually happens and Nigeria is part of it. And by that time, Sharia law has somehow found itself to be part of the everyday reality of every single Nigerian in Nigeria. Like, what then is, as in, I don't even, bro. People should just leave. People should just don't bother. People should stop disturbing me. Stop disturbing me with these your stupid antics. It doesn't make any single sense. You stupid ass, dumbass, fucking stupid government officials. You idiots. You all these people that have lost touch with reality. All these governors, all these senators, that the only thing they know is the immediate little tiny power that they can exert, the small thing that they can gain. They are not intellectuals. They cannot think. They don't have the ability to multiply profit, or to multiply progress, to make things better for everybody. I mean, they say a rising tide lifts all boats. But these people don't even, they're not even, have you heard some governors speak? I don't know if you've ever heard some governors or some people in some Nigerian politicians actually, like when they bring them to one of these like talk shows on channels, or like one of these TV stations to like talk. Have you heard them speak? That is where you see how illiterate they are. It reinforces my belief every day that, oh, one doesn't have to have gone to university and gotten like a PhD to be able to be a prominent politician in Nigeria. I don't know, they just pick some idiots from villages out of nepotism and stuff like that, and then impose them and use them as useful idiots, just like Asari Dokubo. That one is just like a useful idiot. And the day that his story will end, like stories eventually end, and I just cannot wait for the day that his own story will end. And I just want to see how it's going to end, because by now everybody's supposed to know that yes, he's a useful idiot. Do you understand? By now everybody's supposed to know that one, he doesn't have sense at all. Like, he doesn't have, he's just fat and stupid and old. I don't know why they continue to make him youth. I don't know what his position is. Why he continues to be relevant in Nigeria. Doesn't who, bro? These people, the entire person. These people are tiring, man. They are fucking tiring. Nigerians are just Nigeria is a case study. Now, another thing again I want to talk about is just last week, bro. Just last week, there was an oil tanker that fell in Nigeria, and fuel was leaking out of the oil tanker because of the hardship of how difficult it is to get fuel in the highest oil producing country in Africa. people now, like, out of that necessity to be able to get something out of this little opportunity, people were like, literally, it has happened so many times before in the past. People were scooping fuel out of a fallen tanker, and then it somehow ignited. And I don't know if it's 93, 96 people died. Is it 93 or 96? I think it was 93. 93 people were burnt alive. They lost their lives because of what? They were scooping fuel from a tanker that fell. They just died like that. Me, I see that as natural selection, because I don't, I don't, at the end of the day, all we are doing is for self-preservation. Even those people that were dumb enough to go and scoop fuel from that oil tanker, at the end of the day, what they are doing is just trying to survive, self-preservation, even though it didn't end up well for them. So me, I just feel that that is natural selection at its finest. But yet you can still have a little sympathy for them. Me, I don't want to be sympathetic to them at all. But you can still, just because you're human, you can still like have an iota of sympathy for them. You understand? Because because of what you are facing in Nigeria, right? But but then again, you're not supposed to do that. This is not the first time it's happening in Nigeria, where an oil tanker fell and spilled fuel, and then people ran to like grab as much as they can, and then somehow the oil tanker ignited and people lost their lives. It's not the 10th time it's happening as in, it's not the 20th time it's happening in Nigeria, and it's happened again, and 93 people lost their lives. Do you understand? And you would think that Nigerians will learn from that, because we're in a situation now where Nigeria will get better. There is no two way about it. The president of Cameroon just died. Like, just died. I think that was about, is it last week or 2 weeks ago? The president, yeah, and a whole president died. Do you understand? And there is nothing significant about it. Now the country now has like a renewed breath of fresh air. It now has like the potential to, it's been freed from its shackles. There is that potential now, do you understand, to progress, to be better, to win. You understand? Talking about Cameroon. So the same thing is inevitably going to happen in Nigeria. Nigeria is just going through its own dark ages, like so many other countries have in the past. So many other, successful countries. Look at Singapore. Singapore used to be the poorest of the poor in the past, but today look at where they are. I feel like Nigeria is just going through its own dark times, going through its own dark ages, because Nigeria as a country was a country that was given its independence. It didn't have to fight for it. It was given its independence. And so we don't really appreciate what it feels like to be independent. It's only like there are people who go to war and they are more closer to their brothers in arms than they are to their actual family members, because they've bled together. You understand? Because they fought and bled together. So Nigeria never knew, although we had this civil war we had the Biafran civil war, the Nigerian civil war in 1969. Aside that, Nigeria has never really known what it feels like to fight for your land. So, but now I think right now we are going through that process where things are so drastically difficult for Nigerians that it will get to a point where we will have no choice. We will have no choice but to revolt and fight. That is the reality of how things are going to go. That's why I still have a level of optimism for the fate of Nigeria. Nigeria is going through dark times, and this is not the time for you to be dumb enough to kill yourself by going to scoop fuel from a tanker that fell. This is not the time for you to be dumb. I know that there are a lot of bad things that are going on right now in Nigeria, but this is a time for you to be vigilant, to be careful, to, just remain calm. Just remain calm, because it's going, as in, when it will happen, it's not like this end bad governance protest that they were trying to do before. It's not going to be like that. When the revolution starts in Nigeria, it's going to be so abrupt that the people that claim to be in power, they will not even know where to start to try to curtail it or to try to control it. They will not even know where to start. If you're a politician, if you're one of these useless, demonic, idiotic politicians in Nigeria that think that you can impose Islamic Sharia law in the entire Nigeria, 36 states in Nigeria, you want to impose Sharia law in Port Harcourt? Are you mad? You wait, I don't even understand. You want to impose Sharia law in Port Harcourt? Who born you well? Are you okay? As in how? From where? There was one time where in Nigeria, that was like in 2011 or so, if I remember correctly, where a Rivers man was killed in the north. I think it was in Kano. Bro, all the Hausa people in Port Harcourt, everybody locked their shops. Nobody, like, suya was now scarce, because who kill all of you? You're mad. I don't even care about. Freedom. For you to have freedom, bro, you have to fight for it. You have to fight for freedom. It's not something that it's not something that you're given. You have to take it by force. For you to have peace, you have to take freedom by force. So when Nigerians cannot take it anymore, when Nigerians have been pushed to the wall, when Nigerians have been pushed to the edge so far that they don't have the capacity to take it any longer, and then this abrupt revolution just starts. All these politicians, all these fucking politicians, the Nigerians that I know of, the Nigerians that are so lax and so docile, and so we joke about Nigerians. We joke about, we're able to take so much bullshit, but then when it now enter our head, and then there's this abrupt revolution, like from nowhere. I don't know, something just sparks, and everybody just in unison just decides that, you know what, enough is enough. I've said it before. Even the politicians know, all these, even their children know, all these, bro, everybody. Do you know how happy? Do you know the kind of satisfaction I'll get of seeing people being executed on live television? I know that what I'm saying sounds so controversial and sounds so dark, but it's not, like, you don't understand. You don't understand that there are people. There is this video I saw of a man. I will never forget this video. A man, if somebody's father, eating gari with water, bro, like gari that they've boiled, like gari that is ready to be eaten with soup. This guy was so fucking broke that he was eating gari with just let me know, it's not soup, it's just water. Bro, there are people that as in, there is no prospect in Nigeria right now. Ideally, like in an ideal Nigeria, like if you're 30 years, if you're 25 years, things are supposed to have been set in place for you, whereby you be able, like, you don't need to be a ritualist to make it in life in Nigeria. You don't need to be a Yahoo boy to make it in life in Nigeria. You don't need to be an Olosho to make it in life in Nigeria. You don't need to be as in disgracing yourself, your family, and your lineage online to make it in Nigeria. You don't need to be making all these stupid ass, dumb ass skits to make it in Nigeria, like to be somebody in Nigeria. We don't need to do all these things to be able to make something out of ourselves, to be able to make something out of our names in Nigeria. We don't need, the youth don't need to do that. If you look at places like Singapore, if you look at places like the Scandinavian, all these Scandinavian countries, if you look at places like even places like in America where things are still happening, even though yes, America is kind of like it's kind of contrived right now, and there's so much conflict and digression. The people are still making moves. But in Nigeria, there are not a lot. Even though the people that are actually, even though the new money in Nigeria, they're actually kind of hidden and they are so few. The rest of the population, the rest of the youths, Nigeria is a very young country. There are so many young people in Nigeria, so many young and hungry people that want to be successful, that want to be great, but they're just being trifled. They're just being, suffocated. They are being stagnated by the country, by the reality of what is going on in Nigeria right now. That's why a lot of people are looking for alternative means of success. I'm not going to call Yahoo or ritual killing or armed robbery or kidnapping or prostitution. Those things are not. They're not success in my worldview. They're just other means people use to make money. Other thing you have to understand again is that making a lot of money doesn't mean that you're successful. Are you able to sleep at night? Are you able to? Do you look over your shoulder all the time? Imagine killing somebody. This video I just saw right now of this teenage boy that killed a girl, because one babalawo told him it's for ritual. Like kidnapping somebody and demanding for 1 million naira, or should I say 10 million naira? 10 million naira right now is like $7,500. Imagine like somebody's entire life now being worth $7,500. And then when the girl's family could not be able to raise the 10 million naira, they decided to opt for 1 million naira, which is $750. And still yet at that, they still couldn't be able to bring the 750. They still couldn't be able to like afford the $750, which is 1 million naira. Bro, what can somebody do with 1 million naira right now? I saw there's this another video. I keep making mentions of videos that I see. There's this post I saw one time where somebody bought not even high grade paints, just like this like very poorly, very poor quality paints. About 7 buckets of poor quality, low quality paint for like 3 million naira. So what can actual 1 million? You know that you think like all these babalawos on TikTok, and you now get enamored by them, and you now get influenced by them to the point where you think that you can take someone's life. Bro, that is not the way. If you're a Nigerian listening to this and you're thinking of wanting to go into armed robbery, or you're thinking of wanting to go into kidnapping, or you're thinking of wanting to go into ritual killings, or you're thinking of wanting to go into prostitution to sell yourself and all of that stuff, that's not the way. You understand? The right way right now is to come together. Whether you're a Yoruba, whether you're Igbo, whether you're Hausa, whether you're a Christian, whether you're a traditionalist, whether you're a Muslim, whether you're I don't know, you Yahoo boy, whether just everybody needs to come together. We are not supposed to be tribalistic. We're not supposed to allow ourselves to be divided by all these petty things, all these insignificant things that don't matter at the end of the day. They don't matter because Nigerians abroad, we don't degrade ourselves. We don't allow ourselves we don't stoop so low to like just classify ourselves as, oh, I'm Yoruba, or oh, I am Igbo, or oh, I am this one, or I'm that one. If you're a Nigerian and you see another Nigerian, if you're a Nigerian abroad and you come in contact with another Nigerian abroad, bro, you people automatically have something in common, something that, in all honesty, no other country in this world has, because it's bro, you like two Nigerians abroad is like fucking, it's just it. Do you understand? But yet, why can't we have that? Why don't we have that level of fascination with ourselves in our own country? I cannot understand. I don't even get it. So we are not supposed to allow all these things to divide us. Listen now and listen well and put this inside your skull. If the fucking pastors cannot say it, do you understand? If your leaders in your community cannot say it, me, I'm going to say it. Don't allow, as in, if, bro, you're a Nigerian, that is what matters. You're a human being and you're a Nigerian. That is supposed to be what matters. You understand? And so all of us are supposed to come together and be one-minded. We're supposed to be like a hive mind and do our best and take back our country. Because if we don't, then this if we keep allowing all these things to distract us every single day, then play, as in, you'll be surprised that fucking Sharia law will be imposed in Nigeria and will not be able to have anything to do, will not be able to do anything about it. I'm telling you the truth, though. That is the truth. If we continue to allow all these our petty squabbles and all these insignificant bullshit to continue to divide us and to continue to test us and to continue to like keep us in a state of penury and anger and disunity and fucking nonsense all the time, next thing you see women in Port Harcourt to be wearing hijab and wearing the burqa. You'll not be seeing Nyash again. You'll not be seeing fine girls again. You'll not be seeing good things again. Everybody will just be reading Quran. Babia, everybody, Nigeria will be, bro. So everybody should leave all these things aside. It doesn't make any sense. They are only using it to divide us. They're only using it to to plant disunity in us. But I know that Nigerians are wise enough to see the bullshit. You understand? So everybody should come together. Whether you're a Christian, whether you're Yoruba, whether you're a Muslim, whether you're Igbo, whether you're Hausa, whether you're from Cross River, everybody should come together and be one. Being one-minded, being a half-mind is the only way that we can take back our country. Having common sense, standing for justice. Because if you're saying, oh, it's not going to happen to me, it's happening to somebody else, it's not going to happen. Tomorrow it will happen to you and nobody will come to your rescue. By that time, everybody would have been dead and then there will be nobody to come to your aid. You understand? Everybody, just like Very Dark Man says, it will come to you, it will reach you one day. So right now, right now that has not reached you. If it's happening to somebody else and you see injustice happening to somebody else, you understand? Fight, call it out. Bring people, let everybody gather. There is this bystander effect where when somebody sees something happening to somebody, something unfortunate is happening to somebody on the road, and maybe they want to help because they see that nobody else is wanting to help and they don't want to be they don't want to be a social pariah. They won't want to help actually. Yes, and so they stand and do nothing. But when one person just makes the efforts to want to help, you will see that automatically everybody will join and start helping. There have been social experiments that have been carried out to make that point. There is this video I saw one time where one guy was dancing stupidly in the park. One guy was dancing stupidly, uselessly in the park. He was just dancing by himself. Then somebody else joined him. As somebody else joined him, another person joined. And before you know it, there was a crowd of people dancing like idiots. And everybody had a good time. It happens all the time. This is just human behavior. When one person is doing, it's just the same thing we see with Nigerian women these days, where their new hairstyle. I hate any Nigerian girl right now, to me, any Nigerian girl I see that is not carrying her natural African hair, to me, I don't rate you. I don't rate any Nigerian girl that don't carry her natural hair or carries that wears those dumbass looking eyelashes. I don't rate those kind of girls. The girls I rate right now are girls that are natural. Do you understand? So it's those hairs that all these Nigerian girls wear, they are objectively ugly and dumb. Every guy can attest to that fact, right? That the hair that Nigerian girls wear these days is dumb. That they are long is just stupid. It does not fit. I've not seen any Nigerian girl that it fits. Like, I've not seen any Nigerian girl that hair fits. It's just ugly and stupid and dumb. I would prefer you like carry your natural hair and like comb it and dress it properly, plait it well, than for you to be wearing all those nonsense. But because everybody is doing it, there is this inherent fear of missing out. They don't want to be left. They don't want to be like, they don't want to be left alone. They don't want to feel like they're not among. You know, so they would want to like join the bandwagon for something that is objectively dumb and ugly. So it's the same thing with Nigeria. It's the same thing that we Nigerians are supposed to do. When we see injustice happening, everybody should call it out and destroy it right there and then. And this is the way that Nigeria will move forward. And if to get to a point where we'll have the power, we'll have enough power to be able to now move forward and take back our country from these tyrants, from these evil people, from these people that don't care. You understand? So that's all I have for today. I've been talking for a very long time right now. That's all I can say. I didn't think that I was going to be talking for this long. I just wanted to make the point that Tinubu needs to be impeached. You understand? If we come together, bro, if we come together with our forks and our sticks and we storm National Assembly and remove him, there is no amount of ammunition that they have that can kill 200 Nigerians. No, 200 million Nigerians rather. There's no amount of guns that they have that can stop everybody. Highest, a few people will die, a few people will be martyred, and then when we now catch them, we'll kill them on live television so that the whole world will see and also learn from us. So, yeah, that's that about that, man. Follow me on Twitter at General Prime 1. That's where, if you check my screen time on my phone, that's where I spend most of my time. And yeah, that's all. And also, don't forget to like, if you're on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment, and also share it with people you think might be interested might be interested in things I've said today. And that will make me know that, you want more episodes like this, and I'll appreciate that. And also, yeah, that's all I have for today. And see you. I hope to see you. I hope to talk to you next time. I don't know when, but next time. All right. Bye, everybody.